Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Today is Friday, May 20th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by ppcphuket.com. Starting June 1st, 31 provinces in Thailand will be allowed to have all their pubs, bars, karaoke shops, and massage parlors reopen as the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration approved this measure, among many others. Today, the CCSA officially allowed registered nightlife and entertainment venues to reopen in so-called blue and green zones, so long as they're given permission from their local communicable disease committees. Still, while on-premises consumption of alcohol is allowed, officials did say that alcohol consumption must end at midnight and that promotions for alcohol sales will be prohibited. Singers and musicians at these venues must be fully vaccinated and undergo weekly antigen tests as well, according to the CCSA. The COVID zones were also slightly changed. The blue tourism zones, which includes Phuket, will rise from 12 to 17 provinces and includes Krabi, Bangkok, Kanchanaburi, Rayong, Phang Nga, Chiang Mai, and Chiang Rai, as well as other provinces which are on your screen. 14 provinces will now become part of the surveillance green zones, including Chainat, Buriram, Surin, and other provinces which are also on your screen right now. There will be no restrictions on gatherings or the use of school buildings and sports facilities in the green and blue zones. Cinemas can also operate as normal in all zones nationwide. On Friday, the CCSA also lifted the 5-day quarantine requirement for people in close contact with COVID-19 cases, otherwise known as high-risk cases. These high-risk cases or contact people would instead be required to closely observe their own health for 10 days and have an antigen test if they have respiratory symptoms. However, the CCSA still approved the measure that face masks must be worn outside, including at massage parlors. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Thai nationals no longer will be required to register for Thailand Pass to enter the kingdom, while essential information will be the only thing required for foreign nationals to obtain a QR code through the Thailand Pass starting June 1st. Starting June 1st, Thais will no longer be required to apply for a Thailand Pass to enter Thailand. Also starting June 1st, international arrivals to Thailand will still have to apply for a Thailand Pass and will need to provide only a few pieces of information, including passport details, proof that they're vaccinated, and $10,000 of health insurance coverage. These three things will be needed in order for foreign nationals to be issued a Thailand Pass QR code. The screening measures for arrivals will stay the same, with no RT-PCR tests upon arrival for those who are fully vaccinated or, in the case of someone who is unvaccinated, have proof of a negative RT-PCR test or professional ATK test within 72 hours of travel. For more, visit the link in the description. Arrests have been made in the case of a 17-year-old disabled girl who was attacked by a group of teens in Gaurang last month, as 2 young teens involved in the incident will now face charges and have been taken into Phuket Prison on remand. According to a police statement, the incident took place at about 8 a.m. on April 21st, and the complaint was filed the next day, April 22nd, as a 17-year-old girl afflicted with polio, her mother, and the girl's 16-year-old friend met with police at Phuket City Police Station the next day, on April 21st. The girl had been sent to Vashida Phuket Hospital to have doctors examine and formally record her injuries, while an investigating officer tracked down the 2 culprits, a 15-year-old who went by the name Mr. Boy and a presumed 16-year-old transgender teen, Mr. Song. Both of their real names are being withheld. At the time, the mother and the girl agreed to waive charges as the 2 culprits apologized for the attack, which took place on Gaurang Hill, and saw them pull her off her motorbike by the hair to the ground and began repeatedly hitting the 17-year-old disabled girl. A video clip of the attack was not posted until May 17th on social media, showing precisely what took place, and the next day, on May 18th, the mother of the girl informed officers that she wished to indeed press charges over the attack. The 2 culprits were then taken to Phuket Provincial Prison to be held on remand, where they were informed of the charges against them. Now, the pair stand accused of a separate attack in which Mr. Song threatened to stab another girl with scissors if she intervened in his attack against her friend. Then Mr. Song cut the friend's hair before fleeing the scene. This whole thing comes days after another group of teens met with Vichit police earlier this week over a different attack on an 11-year-old girl. Police have since received more videos from this other group of teens attacking other younger preteens from other parents, and police say that legal action will be taken against them. For more, visit thephuket.com. The Thai Food and Drug Administration, they're saying that those who wish to grow cannabis and hemp for home use can do so starting next month. June 9th is when the new law takes effect, as both cannabis and hemp plants will be lifted from the Type 5 narcotics drug list. Despite the legal easing, extracts containing more than 0.2% of THC, the main psychoactive compound in cannabis, will still be recognized as a Type 5 substance and regulated under laws pertaining to narcotic control and suppression, according to Dr. Whitted, the Deputy Secretary General of the FDA. Cannabis plant and hemp growers will have to register themselves as such via the mobile application Pluk Khan, developed and operated by the Thai FDA. Importing cannabis seeds or any other parts of the plants from June 9 will no longer require permission under the narcotics laws. Instead, the import of these products will be allowed and regulated the same as other plant seeds. Products made with cannabis extracts brought into Thailand from other countries, either in person, by travelers, or sent over by mail, will be regulated under different laws depending on the product types, with officials adding that these can be roughly grouped into two categories: imported food products and cosmetics. The FDA is still working on amending up to 7 more laws required to allow and regulate other herbal products made with cannabis and hemp extracts. For more, visit the link in the description. After more than 2 years without passenger flights, Thai AirAsia X filed for bankruptcy protection, with the case accepted by the Thai bankruptcy court on Wednesday. The airline insisted all seats that were pre-booked will be honored, including international routes to Japan and South Korea starting from June. TAAX, the long-haul low-cost carrier under the AirAsia Group, became the 3rd airline in Thailand to file for bankruptcy, following Thai Airways and Nok Air during the COVID pandemic. Meanwhile, Thai Airways International, they did post a 155% increase in revenue and a narrower loss in the first quarter of this year, with liquidity surging to the highest point since the company filed for bankruptcy in 2020. For more, visit the link in the description. Thanks for joining us here today and also this entire week here at Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to $20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment, offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.